So hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we would be discussing the Codeforces Global Round 8 problem C. This was a very recent round which happened just now. So we would be discussing this problem. This was a really great problem, and without further wait, let's get to the problem. So the problem statement is here. You can read the problem, but if we try to understand it simply, and not by missing any of the important points, then the problem is something like this. So okay, let's start. So the problem basically states that we would be given some number n, and what we have to do is we have to form a picture in form of a 2D Cartesian coordinate, and these are the basic conditions which we need to meet. So the conditions are like we have to make some of them gray, and the condition first is that the picture is connected, that is it is possible to get from any gray to any other gray. That means this gray color shaded area should always be connected, so we can go from this one to this to this. It should not be like someone is here and other is here, but there is no path from this to this. The second point was very important, that was that every gray cell has an even number of gray neighbors. So each of them should have even number of gray neighbors. So like if we count for this, the neighbor is this and this, which is 2. For this, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is also even. Similarly for all of the others. And the last condition was there is exactly n gray cell with all the neighbors, of which all neighbors are gray. So like in this question, if we see n is given as 4, so the 4 of these have all these neighbor gray. So now let's see how the solution goes out. So first of all, let's discuss if there was any edge case or not. So in this problem we have approached it in a constructive way, so I don't think there was any edge case. I did not encounter any. If you encounter any edge case, then do share it with me in the comment section. So now let's get to the basic answer. So we will be starting from 1 and going all the way to n, any n. We will be generalizing for any n, our method. So basically if we see the condition, let's say n was 1, so we have to meet all these conditions. So the last condition, we will start from the last condition. There is exactly n gray cell with all the neighbors are gray. So in our case n equal to 1. So basically there would be some cell of here whose all these neighbors would be gray. Okay, so that means this sort of a structure would always be in our solution. Now, but if we see, is this valid? According to the second point, each gray cell has even number of gray neighbors. So if we count for this middle one, it has 4 gray neighbors, so that is fine. But if we see of this, all these 4, it has only one, which is odd. So this is not valid. We have to add at least 1 to each of these 4. So now how can we do this? So to do this, we basically have to add in such a way that each of these outside 4 have only one common extra cell which we add. So like if we consider for these two, we can add an edge here, and this is also satisfied, this is also satisfied, and the new cell which we have added is also satisfied. So because the new cell has two neighbors, this and this older two ones have one already and one was added. Similarly, if we want to satisfy these two, we can add an edge here. So by this figure is satisfied, and this is a valid output, and this was what I followed for the input n equal to 1. Okay, so basically if I draw it a bit clearly, it is like this. This has to be there because this should be covered with all, and this is to satisfy the neighbor. So like now if we see it clearly, this was the center point. So for others, if we now try to see, so let's say for n equal to 2, so this is an optimal structure. Now we have to grow it in some direction so that we get 2 points like this which are covered from all these sides. So which one should we go? So in my solution I went upwards. So let's consider all of these cells one by one and try to enhance this. So the most optimal one which I found was this, because if we choose this and grow it here and here, what we can found that we are now at the same structure which we were at for n equal to 1. Okay, so if you see this is almost similar to this, and we have already solved this. So how did we solve? We added one here and one here, but here it's already present, so it is already solved, and then we add one here. This was the main step. Now we have two cells of which all of them adjacents are satisfied, and all the others which were extra are also having two neighbors. Now similarly, if we see for n equal to 3, we can go to this direction. This one is our neighbor, and this structure is resembling the previous case, and this is already satisfied. Here we add one more gray, and this is also satisfied. So now I think the approach is pretty clear. So now there were no edge case, and these were the steps which we followed. Now if I want to generalize it for any n, so we would be starting from this point over here and then growing upwards like this. Oh, and then for this also, for this, and similarly we would be growing in three directions, this also and in this also, and we will reach any n. So now let's see how did I coded it. And here is my code. The code was very similar to what I just explained. If I just select this one here, so now let's make this match our code. So basically I just formed, so let's just discuss about the input output format quickly. So the input output format, we have to arbitrarily assume any origin, and then from that we have to just print the coordinate of these gray. So, and also before everything we have to return the size of the output. So here in my case I have fixed this point as the origin. That means the axis is something like this point is 0, 0. So here I have firstly I added this point to my vector pair, which was the answer which I will be printing later on. Then I started growing to this direction for I equal to 1 to n plus 1, because I have to include n in the for loop. Then when I was here, I included this point in my answer. Then I want I minus 1 and j and included that point in my answer, and I comma j minus 1 and included this into answer. So these these are included for I equal to 1. Then for I equal to 2, I included this and this. For I equal to 3, this and this. So this is how the solution went, and by the end I have covered all these points this way, and the conditions given are also met. So this was the solution. I think I was able to get it accepted, and I hope I was able to explain it to you. So this was the main structure which we had to follow to get this problem accepted. The first step was really necessary, that we have to somehow decide how to just get this one satisfy the condition. That was by filling here and here, and then we grow to this direction till we have covered all these endpoints. So thank you for watching, guys. If you have understood the problem and the solution which I explained, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, as I would be sharing more solution of the problem. In this round I was able to solve these three. This is gone for I think pre-testing, system testing. So I will post the solution for all these three. So thank you for watching. Do subscribe for more videos.